All right, in this lesson, we're going to learn how to play the melody or the lead part to Yankee Doodle. As I mentioned in a previous lesson, we're still not getting into scales and why certain notes work with certain chords yet. So this is really just you learn it for technique at this point. But I do think it's important to learn and start learning whether you understand why these notes are working or not. It's important to learn how to play them, and then we'll get into the whys later. So one thing to point out too, just to remind you, there is tablature for this, so you want to click on that. You get a PDF which you can download or you can print off if you need to follow along, and there's also jam tracks which are important. If you look on the screen right now, you'll see the jam track that accompanies this, which is basically just missing the lead part, which is your job to fill in. There's also two tempos, so there's the full tempo and the slower tempo if you need it. And you may want to start off on the slower tempo. Now this one's going to be a little more challenging than When the Saints Go Marching In. There's a lot more notes in this. It's got two parts. It's got, you're playing it across a lot more strings. So, and it's a little faster as well. So good luck with this one. So let me walk you through all of the notes first, and then I'll do a quick demo of me playing along with the jam track to help better demonstrate this. So the first note that we start with is an open note, which is a G. Actually, the first couple of notes is a G, which is the third string open. Then we're going to go to the second fret, third string, and play an A note. Also on the third string, we're going to jump to the fourth fret, third string, and play a B note. Now, notice two things. The first thing is I played the B note with my ring finger, so I jumped. Again, my fingers are lining up over the frets, as we've talked about. That's the first thing. The second thing is this is a B note, but the second string open, also a B note, the exact same B note. So you could actually play that in either place, but I do think it's important to point out when you're playing lead, sometimes it's better to fret the note as opposed to leaving an open note, because when you fret the note, you have a little more control over it. Let me show you how this would sound if I didn't fret it, if I let this B be an open B. Yeah. Hear how much ringing was going on? It gets all muddled. Versus if we fret that same note. See how much cleaner it is? And that is because when my fingers leave the fretboard, obviously the note can't ring anymore. So it's just a preference thing. Either note you're technically playing a B either way, but I think it's cleaner to play it here on the fourth fret as opposed to a ringing note. So anyway, let's move on. So we got back to the G, back to the B, back to the A. Now we're going to do an open note, which is a D, fourth string, open string. Back to the G, A, back to the B again, back to the open G. This time we're going to come down fourth string, play an F sharp, back to the open D. Now we're back to the G again. A, B. Now watch what happens here. I'm going to use my pinky this time and push down on the third string, fifth fret, and play a C note. So back to the B, back to the A, back to the G, back to the F sharp on the fourth string, back to the open D, also fourth string, back to the to the E. We haven't actually played that one yet. That's an E note. So that's the second fret, fourth string, back to the F sharp, and then back to the open G again. So that's the whole first part. Let me just play it through it really quickly. There's another part to this. The second part starts on the second fret, fourth string, which is that E note that we talked about. We're going to start on the E, back to the F sharp, back to the E, back to the open D, back to the E, back to the F sharp, back to the open G, open D, E, open D. Now we're down to the fifth string. We're playing fifth string, third fret, which is a C note. Also on the fifth string, we're on the second fret, and that's a B note, a lower B note. Back to the D, and then we repeat that, which is a E, F sharp, E, D, E, F sharp, G, back to the E, open D, open G, F sharp, A, G. So that's probably going to be the most challenging part in the song from a technical standpoint, is just doing that. Because it's a kind of a weird mixture of open notes and fretted notes. To kind of get it to sound right, that may be the most challenging part in this song for you. So that is walking through the lead part note for note. I'll go ahead and play along with the jam track now. And again, I'll put it up on the screen for you. This is the one that you're going to want to find and play along with. Keep in mind there are two versions, so if this is too fast for you, play the slower one. But here's what it should sound like. Now we're going to repeat. Repeats on and on, and I have that track kind of looping through, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, so that you can kind of go through it several times. So there you have it. That's the lead part to Yankee Doodle. I hope it's fun.